Hey guys, welcome to Time Traveler. This is Ty Harder, and I'm doing these videos. Some of the time I'm doing them from Italy when I'm traveling to show you the different places that I get to visit and the things that I'm learning. And then when I'm not in Italy and I'm waiting to go back, I do things from my home. And so in a future video, I will be, as a matter of fact, Sunday, I'm going to be filming the inoculation of oak logs that were felled about 3 weeks ago. I have wood plug spawn, which is little wooden dowels, and they've been inoculated with shiitake mushroom spawn. My friend Serena's coming over Sunday. She's going to help me video. And you can see what it looks like to drill out logs, put holes in, cover them with wax. And I don't know if I'll even be here in the fall. You know, I told you I had a relationship update. And so I don't even know if I'm still going to be here in the fall. But if I'm not, somebody else, whoever buys the house, they can enjoy them. They will fruit for the next 7 to 8 years. When the temperatures are kind of cool, and after a rain, they will flush, and they're just a wonderful medicinal mushroom. So today we're going to talk about nourishing herbs. And I have notes because there's lots to say, and I don't want to miss anything. I don't want to misspeak. I want to make sure that I'm telling you the correct information. And before I go any further, I want to urge you, do your own research. Google all of these things if this is something that you're interested in. And so we're going to get started about talking about nourishing herbs. Why use nourishing herbs? Well, there's lots of different reasons, and I'm going to go over those right now. So the four, I'm only doing 4 today. These were the 4 that that were presented to me in my first month in the herbal apprenticeship course from the School of the Sacred Wild. I was so grateful to be able to get into the School of the Sacred Wild. It is a 4-year program, and you can become certified. That's not the word I want, but yeah, I guess maybe. You can get a certification as an herbalist. That was not something that I was really interested in. I just wanted to learn more about the herbs and how they would benefit me and how I could use them, and the medicinal portion of it for me, because I would rather do things natural than big pharma. I mean, big pharma has its place, but you know, you have to take charge of your own health. You have to research, you have to look things up. If you're serious about being healthy till you're old, and I am, because I'm living till I'm 111, I got things to do. I got traveling to do, and I got medicine to make, and I got people to teach. And so, you know, that's my goal. But these are herbs that provide things that you can't always get from your food or from your diet. They're very simple, very pleasant. So if that's something you're interested in, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you like what you hear, like what you see, or enjoy this information, please hit the like button. Maybe subscribe if you want to hear more. Make a comment. I would love a comment. If you have any questions about any of these things, please make a comment and share with your friends. You may know somebody who could use one of these. I'm all fiddly here. I need to raise that up just a little bit. There, that's better. All right. So the 4 nourishing herbs that we're going to talk about today, again, were the first 4 that I was presented in my class at School of the Sacred Wild. And they are burdock root and nettles and linden leaf and flower and oat straw. Now, School of the Sacred Wild is what some people might refer to as a woo-woo kind of thing. And so we would have an opening ceremony on the first Saturday of the month, and we would meditate. It was a 3-hour ceremony. And we would meditate with each of these herbs and see how they spoke to us. We would write down our impressions, and then we got all kinds of paperwork and stuff, that explained all the good things that these wonderful nourishing herbs do for us. So I'm going to dive right in here to burdock root. We covered burdock root in the electuary. I've got just bullet points. Again, I'm going to always recommend you do your own research. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm a student, forever and always a student. So please, please, it's incumbent upon you to do your own research and make sure that you know the contraindications, know who should or should not take these and what benefits they provide. But I'm going to go through it with you right now. So burdock root, Arctium lapa, is an anti-inflammatory. It improves digestion, and it's good for detox. It's good for detoxifying the liver. It's good for skin health, reduces blood sugar levels, may improve heart health, may boost immune system, may have anti-cancer benefits, and may improve hair health. When I came back from Italy in November, I was gone for a month. I went from October to November, and I was craving burdock tea. I don't know, but I drank it for a good 2 months. Every morning, 1 quart on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Before coffee, before anything. But about that much before coffee, because coffee is always on my mind. I only have 1 cup a day, and it's my morning celebration. And I put good intentions in it and stir it clockwise and send it love so that it loves me back. And by the way, I drink decaf because with ADHD and autism, I'd be vibrating out of my skin. So, all right, let me see here where we're at. The contraindications on burdock root are if you're on blood thinners or diuretics, this is not for you. Now, having said that, I will tell you that for the last 2 years, I have been on blood thinners, and I have done all of this, and I've never had any problems. So that's just me. And that was my willingness to see. And I never noticed anything untoward or concerning. So do your own research. This is great for kidney, liver, and gallbladder. It supports the flow of lymph and excretion of toxic byproducts from our cells. I don't know how much of you know very much about lymph. I'm a massage therapist and a Reiki master. And your lymph system is your body's garbage system. It's how your body flushes out the toxins that you consume, whether it's through the air you breathe or the food you eat or whatever you're drinking or alcohol or whatever. The lymph is your body's garbage truck, so it's important to take good care of it. Now, the lymph is not a pump system. It is reliant upon exercise or massage to move out the junk. So that's something for you to consider. I love a good massage. Massages are good. Exercise is good. Walking's good. All of that increases your lymphatic flow and allows you to flush these toxins from your body. The benefit of the nourishing herbs is you've consumed a lot of fluid. And so your kidneys and everything, it has a vehicle to flush this toxic waste from your body through urination. So it's really, really, really important and helpful. Burdock has been used to fight common colds, sore throats, and may help prevent various bacterial infections. It may help regulate thyroid, increase testosterone, and improve sex hormones in women. Ooh, I wish I could make my wiggly eyebrows go. I'm sorry. I'm not like a 12-year-old child sometimes. Okay. It may help with menopause and hormone balance. Who couldn't use some of that? May help lower blood pressure, It's been used in China to treat impotence and sterility. That's a fascinating tidbit. And this is just a little bit of the information that I was able to get offline. The next herb, burdock root. This is what burdock root looks like. And I like getting my burdock root from Mountain Rose Herbs. They are a wonderful supply. Also, Star West Botanicals is good because over a certain amount, they don't charge you shipping. And unfortunately, Mountain Rose Herbs is always going to charge you shipping, no matter what. And they're both in California, and I live on the East Coast, so it's free shipping is a good thing. All right, the next herb on our list, I'm going to give you a view here. This is nettles. Nettles. They are also known as stinging nettles. They don't sting in this dried form, thank you. But they're very, very good for you. They provide so many wonderful things. Urtica is what it's known as. Nettles is an anti-proliferative, which means to inhibit or suppress cell growth, especially the spread of malignant cells. It's anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, analgesic, which means it reduces pain. It's anti-infectious. It's hypotensive, meaning that it may help lower blood pressure. Have to use that may word in there. The FDA is all pissy about making claims, so. It's anti-ulcer. Has anti-ulcer characteristics. It may help prevent cardiovascular disease. All parts of the plants are used in an infusion. The contraindications are pregnant or breastfeeding or children under 12. Consult your physician if you're on blood thinners. Medications for high blood pressure, diuretic, drugs for diabetes, lithium, and NSAIDs. And I can't remember what NSAID stands for right now, and I'm not going to worry about it. The cool thing about these is that once you make an infusion, this is what my oat straw infusion looks like. It's pale, and it's so good. It smells good. It tastes good. I love it. You can drink it hot. You can drink it warm. You can drink it cold. In the summertime, I drink 2 of these every day. I drink one first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. And then I put the other one in the fridge so that when I've been out working or I've been swimming or I've been whatever I've been doing and I come in and I'm thirsty, I have something that's cold and refreshing and good for me. Provides minerals and things that I absolutely love and need. All right, let me see here where we're at. Got that. All right, the next herb here is linden leaf and flower, and that's what it looks like. This was the first herb that I journeyed with, and it was wild because in my meditation she came to me as this beautiful, beautiful chocolate brown woman in this great big huge white collar behind her and folds and folds and folds of this white beautiful material. And it was, I don't always get a lot of visual impressions during meditation. When I do, they're important. I see things like Shirdi Sai Baba, Jesus, and the Virgin Mary, Buddha, things like that. So when I saw her, I knew I needed to pay attention. When I smelled it, which was part of the ceremony, was to take your cup, okay, and you hold it, and before you ever taste it, you put your nose in, you close your eyes, and you just breathe it in and just smell it for a little bit. And then we would dip our fingers in it, and we would put it on our crown chakra, and we put it on our third eye, and we put it on our throat chakra, and put it on our heart chakra, and our solar plexus, and our sacral chakra, and our root chakra. And we would even sometimes like rub it on our skin just to see how it felt. You could tell the difference. Some teas were is demulcent the word I want? It kind of viscous. You could feel the difference of them in this way. And so smelling this tea reminded me of when I was a little girl at my granny's house in Oklahoma, and at dinner time, and I'd have tea and I'd put sugar in it, which my mother absolutely hated. Evidently it was all my dad's fault. But I loved tea. And this reminded me of the smell of tea that I loved so much when I was a little girl. So she was the first one that I journeyed with, and I really, really, really loved her. It was a blessing to journey with her. The taste was wonderful, and I felt really, really, really good. So linden leaf and flower is linden is a tree, and the dried flower and leaves and wood are used for medicines. Linden is used for colds, stuffy noses, sore throats, breathing problems, bronchitis, headaches, fever, and to help bring up phlegm as an expectorant. It may help with anxiety, fevers, inflammation, pain, blood pressure, a natural diuretic that can reduce fluid retention. It may strengthen the immune system. It may help regulate blood glucose levels. The contraindications are if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, talk to your doctor, or if you have heart disease. This came directly from WebMD. All right. And I saved the best for last because this is by far my favorite. This is a tiny jar of oat straw tea, and it's partially empty, but I have this great, big, huge container sitting over here on the counter that I refill this once I've used all this up. I like to steal the Mountain Rose Herbs labels, but then I found labels with a cute font that I enjoy. And so on we go. Oat straw is from the dried stalks of oat plants. Some potential benefits are it's rich in saponins, which have a calming and soothing effect on the nervous system. It may reduce anxiety, stress, and insomnia. Okay, so I'm gonna speak to that right now. Again, and I say this a lot, but I want people to know because it matters, and I want to be visible, and I want people to know. Back in the day, I used to think that autistic meant nonverbal and flipping out, or making all these movements and things, and I thought, oh, my kids, I worried about my kids. Shouldn't have worried about my kids. I'm the one with the autism. And I'm definitely not nonverbal. So I used to tell my son, I think I have Asperger's. And he said, no, Mom, you're just old and sick of putting up with people's shit. And I had to think about that for a minute. And well, there may be an element of that in there. I am autistic. So being autistic, having ADHD means that the minute I shut the lights out at night when I go to bed, my mind just goes into, I call it my board meeting. All the members of the board come together and they want to discuss the day, every conversation, every word, what's going on tomorrow, things you need to do, things you forgot to do, things you forgot to write down. It's just nonstop. It makes it hard to fall asleep. And I would wake a lot in the middle of the night to use the restroom, and it made it hard to fall back asleep. So when I started using the oat straw tea, and it was the last thing I journeyed with. It was the very last thing I journeyed with, of course. And I have been doing it straight for a year, every single solitary day. I took pouches of it with me to Italy. I found glass jars in a 1 liter jars in a store, and I took a piece of paper and made a funnel and dropped my oat straw down in there and put boiling water in there, and every single night I had oat straw tea. I made it at night, in the evening, in the afternoon, and then I drank it the next morning. The whole thing on an empty stomach every single morning. I go to bed now and I fall asleep. When I get up to use the restroom and I come back and lay down, I fall back asleep. I have never slept this good in my entire life, and I am over the moon for it. It is important that you rest, that you shut down, that you get the proper sleep. And with the oat straw tea, that has been just a wonderful, wonderful benefit of this. If I never got any other benefits from it. And it was like it was calling to me, because it just felt like sunshine. It was bright and it was good. It tasted good. It smelled good, and it made me feel good to drink it, to smell it while I was drinking it. And then the sleep. The sleep was huge. All right. Let me see. Improving digestion. It may improve digestion, reduce bloating and gas. This was another reason I took it, because it strengthens bones, a good source of calcium, magnesium, vitamin D. And I had a hip replacement in 2023 in July. And I just wanted my bones around that prosthetic to heal really, really well. And I wanted all the ligaments and all the connective tissue and everything to just be nourished, so that I had a really super good chance of healing to the very best of my ability. It strengthens bones, a good source of calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D. I probably already read that, but that's okay. It may help lower cholesterol by binding to bile acids in the digestive tract. It's antioxidant. It may boost immune system and protect against infections. And I can attest to the fact that it absolutely, for me, boosts mental clarity and focus and promotes heart health. And I can't express, without being weird, how much I love oat straw tea. It may help soothe skin conditions such as eczema and psoriasis. You all know the Aveeno lotion. That's made with oats. Okay, it's a good moisturizer. It's good for the skin. It may help regulate menstrual cycles. Thank God I don't have to worry about that anymore. Promotes fertility, may promote fertility, reduces fatigue, and improving the mood, which I can 100% attest to, because literally it's like sunshine in a jar. The contraindications are folks with gluten sensitivities, pregnant or breastfeeding women. You should all consult your doctor. You should always consult your doctor before you start anything new like this. Blood thinners and sedatives, those are a no. Again, talk it over with your doctor. Now, I'm going to go into this part. What are nourishing herbs? Why are they called nourishing herbs? What makes them nourishing herbs? The nourishing herbs include nettle, oat straw, red clover, comfrey, linden, raspberry leaf, chickweed, burdock, and dandelion, to name a few. There may be some more. Again, Google will give you all that information if you take the time to research. They are known as wild weeds that grow in abundance all over the place. They're 100% sustainable, and you make them in an overnight infusion. In other words, a small handful, approximately 2 tablespoons, in a quart jar, covered. You pour boiling water over it, you put the lid on it, seal it, and let it sit on your kitchen counter overnight. And then you consume it first thing in the morning. I have little strainer jar lids. I used to use cheesecloth, but I like the little lids really well. You strain it, drink it first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. They're a superior source. This is the thing that got me. They're a superior source of micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and enzymes that may be difficult to come by in your food choices. So those are all really super good reasons. One of the things that that my teacher told me about why they're nourishing herbs, because they are sustainable, they are plentiful, they grow everywhere. like by the side of the road, in a ditch, next to a creek or a pond. And they're just in abundance. And they're not in danger, you're not in danger of over harvesting because they're just hugely abundant. So I appreciate that y'all came with me on this informative journey. I want to again share with you. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is my oat straw tea. This is the one I keep in the fridge for when I get thirsty, if I've been working out in the yard or whatever. But I also have drank my first one this morning on an empty stomach. First thing, religiously. So I hope I imparted some important information to you. I hope I gave you some things to consider, to think about. If you have questions about how to do this, I'll be happy to show you. One of the things that's really super simple about this is that in the class, you dose it by the size of your hand, and everybody's hands are different sizes. And so I would put in, as I'm blowing it all over the place, about that much, about 2 tablespoons worth, a nice heaping little handful. And drop it in my jar, pour boiling water over it, put the lid on it, and let it coast to a stop, and then enjoy it the next morning. And I can't tell you how it's changed things for me. It's been really helpful. I tried to do this almost 10 years ago. I got with a company, and they weren't really teaching like the School of the Sacred Wild. And I started with them, but I couldn't learn how I wanted to, and life was busy and things were going on. And so I didn't do anything with it. So when I got this opportunity and I found out that they would send you 4 different herbs a month, and you would work with them and decide which ones you worked with, you would taste them all, you would meditate with them all and experience them. Experiencing the spirit of an herb is really gratifying, and it's important, if you're taking this in your body, that you do it in a meditative way, and you set your intention. Intention is everything. You want to set your intention for good health, for good rest, and just for rejuvenation of your body and its systems. It's very, very important. And if you've made it to the end of this video, I thank you for coming along. I appreciate you deeply, deeply. It is always my pleasure to do research and study and teach and impart information. Somebody will come along this, and this will be just the thing they were looking for. And I appreciate that. And I appreciate you. And I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're having a wonderful life. And I will see you again in the next video. Ciao for now.